Oh. या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा. Hari Om to everybody. Today we're going to do a satsang on Devi. Before that, I thought I'll just share a little bit about how this book came to be, and then we'll go a little bit into it. So we have a Devi group in New York, and they asked this question. They posed this question: are there women saints seekers? Because every time I give example, Puja Gurudev, Swami Tapovanam, Swami Shivananda ji, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi ji. So they said, are there women seekers and saints? I said, yeah, there are. But in my head, I said, but who am I also thinking? I only know very few. So we said, why don't we take it up and research? Because that is our dharma as Chinmay Mission. We are an organization of knowledge. So our specialty is providing, researching, understanding, being able to disseminate this knowledge. So I thought we'll just have a small project, nothing big. I said, put down saints and sages in your areas, because it should be north, south, west, east of Bharat, everywhere of Bharat. And our class had people of all backgrounds. I said, you put from your region who's a saint, and we will research. They started putting names, and I didn't even know these names. Then I said, okay, I found out about Anandamayi Ma one time. This is when I was in Bhagavan Ramana Maharshiji's ashram in New York. There's an Arunachala ashram. And I just stumbled upon, there's a huge library of books, and I just stumbled upon a book about Anandamayi Ma. I said, who's this? So I started reading up on her. Then I ordered her book, and I started, thinking about her life. Then I said, okay, let's try to develop the thought this way for each saint. We wrote to CCMT. We said we want to bring out this book on women seekers, a simple book. And we proposed to them. They said, okay. Now I thought, okay, if CCMT is going to publish it, it cannot be this level. It has to be this level. So the work started. We had so many people from so many different places. We narrowed down who the women seekers were from all regions, all places, from north, from south, west, east, even northeast. And we did not want to research the English translations, of these saints. Sometimes there's English translations and sometimes they're a little off. So we had to get, in addition to writers, translators, people who knew the language, people who were familiar with the culture. We said, you take that up. And I remember for one saint, few saints we had in Kashmir. One of my prayers were like, Gurudev, I need a Kashmiri. Send me a Kashmiri. Then somebody can translate into Kashmiri. And somebody put me in touch with somebody. I spoke to somebody in Kashmir. And she happened to be in the lineage of one of the women saints. Just see that. Then we needed a saint in Assam. I said, okay, we have a saint in Assam, but who will write about her? So I found that we have a Yuvavir in Assam. I said, I want this book about this person, and you find this professor. You go in Assam and you find this professor. She went and she found that professor. And next thing I know, we had calls from Assamese to English, English to Assamese to English. Hmm. Then in Gujarat, we wanted to write about this Gujarati saint, Ganga Sati. So we have one Gujarati brahmacharini. I said, "Arey, go get a book, na." All of a sudden, in one of her satsangs, it was a Bhagavad Gita satsang. She just brought out the name Ganga Sati. Somebody in the audience came up to her after and said, I have the book on Ganga Sati. I am from the family of the writers. So, like this, people just came. People just came to write, and we want the people in those regions. So writing started, reflection started. Then we said we want illustrations. Oh, who will illustrate? So we asked few people, can you make drawings? And then we didn't like any drawing. Somebody associated with Chinmay Mission, we found about her. She created illustrations for each Devi. So each Devi, you'll see in the book, there's an illustration. So there's illustrations on each one, like this Padma Priya. There's illustration, there's story, that's the first section. Then the teachings, the second section, and then a contemplation question. If you go to the end, there's a contemplation question that you ask, anybody can ask about this question. Then we said, now we have to get these books out to people. So we started a woman seeker study group guide. Then we started sharing it with everybody. One center came to us and said, we don't want women seeker study group for Devis. We want it for all. I said, very good, you take it up. So there are study groups that have started, all people, all different people coming together to study the book, because it is really in-depth Vedanta. Means when you read it, it is really deep Vedanta. And we had come up with the study questions so that each one can reflect. We've come up with the pauses where places where you have to pause and then reflect and then think and then discuss and then again go through it. So somebody who has studied Gita or Upanishads or basic texts, they'll enjoy the kind of depth that these Devis have. So this is how this whole book started. And it was a really beautiful process, because for about a year or so, all that I felt like I was sleeping with 18 Devis every day, like one or the other is in my dream, one and the other is while I'm walking, one and the other is while I'm eating every day. That's all that you think about. The beauty is when we're involved in something like this, that's all you think about. So a whole team has worked to put this together, and this is how we have it in our hands. I really am so grateful to everybody who's put this together. So today I thought I'll talk about the title, The Woman Seeker, because very often everybody asks, why is that title there and why did you pick that title? So we'll start from that title. In Sanatana Dharma, we know that the self is genderless. There's no gender to the self. So already we have no issues. We don't need to do he, his, she, her. That's not our culture. The self is genderless. The self is called Brahman. Brahman is not, even the Sanskrit word is not masculine and it's not feminine. It's napumsakalinga. Is beyond gender. If we take our great Mahavakyas, representative, which we will see in Manisha Panchakam, Prajnanam Brahma, there's no gender there. Consciousness is Brahman. Then what is said? Tat Vam Asi, you are that. It is not saying any gender. Then what is there? Ayam Atma Brahma. This self is Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. So in the deepest teaching of our Shastra, there's no gender. Because Brahman is beyond form, beyond name, beyond quality, beyond all of this. Brahman is beyond that. So essentially, we are all one. And this is what we understand. Essentially, beyond the body, mind, intellect, ego, we are one. However, experientially, we are different. Experientially, the way a woman evolves, the way a man evolves, it's different. The way the body is, the way the mind is, the way the intellect is, it's different. And both are beautiful. Both are important. Both are required. And that's why we say Shiva, Shakti. Without Shakti, there's no Shiva. Without Shiva, there's no Shakti. Now, what is the beauty of both? Now, this is not for all. This is just in general. In general, when we think of a woman, there are some things that come naturally to most women. Naturally, this comes to most women. What are the things that come naturally to most women?
Compassion.
Compassion comes. Naturally, it comes. Right?
Accommodating.
Accommodativeness. That naturally comes to women.
Nurturing.
Nurturing. These are the things, right? Caring, flexibility,
Softness.
adaptability, softness, intuitiveness. Intuition is very strong in women, right? Creativity is also strong. You need a woman's touch to make things look beautiful. It's a fact, right? So there are some things that come very naturally to a woman. These are the things, as we said. There are some things that come naturally to men, most men. What are the things that come naturally to most men?
Protection.
Protection comes naturally to men.
Firmness or sturdiness.
Firmness, sturdiness, discipline. Discipline comes naturally to them. As for women, it's flexibility comes naturally, right? To them, to men, what comes naturally? Logic, rationality, all of these things, it comes naturally to most men. Now, when you look at the qualities that are natural to most women and natural to most men, what do we notice? We notice that both these qualities, when you put them together, they are called sadhana chatushtaya. They're called sadhana chatushtaya in Vedanta. The qualities that are natural to women and natural to a man, you put it together, it is sadhana chatushtaya. And that's the purpose of marriage. That is one of the purposes of marriage, for the wife to learn those qualities from the husband, and the husband to learn those qualities from the wife, because to make a whole individual, we need Shiva and Shakti. So if you see any great Mahatma, they will have both qualities. If you see Gurudev, very firm, very disciplined, very systematic, but full of compassion and full of care and nurturing. At one time, he'll be like a father. The next moment, he'll be like a mother. So in any great Mahatma, they have this combination of Shiva Shakti. They won't just have Shiva and they won't just have Shakti. They will have this combination in some proportion. So that is what we have to learn, that both are beautiful, both are required. And when both complement each other instead of compete with each other, then things bloom. So that's the first thing. The next thing is, all women and all men, be comfortable in your prakriti. Be comfortable in your nature. If a woman's nature is to be caring, loving, adaptable. Be comfortable. Okay, that's your nature. If a man's nature is to be firm, it's to be strict, it's to be silent, be comfortable. We don't have to try to be like each other. Whatever you are, embrace it. Hmm? So for us, it's not about questioning your gender. Embrace your gender. Embrace your gender because there's a beauty in it. There's a beauty in it. Hmm? So essentially, we are one, but experientially, we are different, and it's a beautiful kind of difference. If we work together, harnessing both strengths, then things will really grow and bloom. Now, there's another misnomer here that women are not strong. Now, I want you to know that there are very different ways to see strength. The first thing is strength to bear. Now, men, they have that they have the ability to bear a lot of pain, intense pain they have. But women also have the ability to bear a child for 9 months. Okay, you were carrying the child for 9 months. That women have that ability. You have the ability to bear. Hmm? So we should not think that strength only lies that I can manage my pain, I'm tough, and all of that. Even the ability to bear, that is a great strength. Second is that mostly it is true when it comes into lifting and carrying weights and all of that, we mostly see men. Amazon truck drivers, mostly men. It's true. But women have the strength of flexibility. When it comes to flexibility, when it comes to movement, when it comes to just, moving their bodies in various ways, women have that strength. So women are also strong. And if you go to the Himalayas, who is carrying the bags on their head? You know who's carrying? It's the village women without chappal, carrying 1, 2, 3 loads on their head. So this also should not be there. Okay, women are not strong because there are different facets to strength, right? So the strength to bear is different for a man and woman. Strength in athletics and sports is different for a man and woman. It's easier for a man to win in swimming or a race, but it's easier for a woman to be in gymnastics or in dance and music. It's just natural and it's okay. It's okay. Now, today we will see how a woman actually evolves. In our Shastra, on March 30th is Chaitra Navaratri. Starts on March 30th. So we will be here for the start of Chaitra Navaratri. So I thought we should see the 9 forms of Durga Devi. The 9 forms of Durga Devi as to how a woman unfolds. This is how a woman unfolds in life. See, a woman's body changes 3 times. One is in puberty, it will change dramatically. Pregnancy also, the body will change dramatically. And menopause also, the body will change dramatically. For a man, it will change only once. So men will have to deal with the body change once. Women, 3 body changes will have to deal with. Now, how does the journey of a woman unfold? How does this unfold? Durga Devi starts as what we call Shaila Putri. Shaila Putri. This is the first stage of every woman where she is acknowledged as the daughter of Himavan. She is the daughter of the great Himalayas. So the first step is when a daughter comes to your home, she is wealth. She is Lakshmi. This is our tradition. When a son comes to your home, he is Narayana. And when a woman comes in your home, she's Lakshmi. She's Lakshmi. And one of the stories here is a story of Andal. I don't know how many of you know the story of Andal. right? Where her father found her. Uh, Her father found her, and he was so overjoyed that he got a daughter. And she was the one who taught him how to be whole in devotion. He thought, okay, I am devoted to Sri Krishna and I worship Sri Krishna. But it was Andal every day before he was going to the temple to offer the garland, she would wear them because she would imagine that she's in love with Sri Krishna. She's married to Sri Krishna. And one day, when he saw that the garland of flowers that he was about to offer to the temple had hair in it, he yelled at Andal, "What happened?" And so he made a new garland and offered to Krishna. And Sri Krishna came to in his dream and said, "I want that one by Andal." Hmm? So when a daughter comes, she's Lakshmi because she has that ability to teach us these deep insights into devotion, into loving others, into peace. Another story here is on Mata Rupa Bhavani. This one great person, he used to worship Devi. And Devi asked him, "What do you want?" He said, "I don't want anything." And he just kept worshiping Devi, kept worshiping Devi. Devi said, "What do you want?" He said, "Okay, you come as my daughter." And he taught his daughter and raised his daughter as a great saint in Kashmir. Hmm? So first is Shailaputri. The second stage for a woman is called Brahmacharini, where she is a young student. Now, in our Vedic times, so many women were educated. So, we didn't, all this women being homeschooled or women not going to school, this happened after the invasion. In our Vedic culture, men, women, all were educated. And they have terms for them. They have terms for a woman scholar, a man scholar, a woman who taught this Mimamsa, a man who taught that Mimamsa. All those terms are there. We had women Rishikas. In the Rig Veda, there are about 27 women Rishikas. In the Veda, in nobody else's scripture in the whole world will you have a woman there. In our Veda, we have Rishikas. Hmm? So women studied and they had the choice whether they wanted to get married or not. They would be Sadhyo Vadu, the ones who would take the path of marriage, or Brahmacharini. They would not take the path of marriage. And both were absolutely fine. And in those times, also women had Upanayana. They went through the thread ceremony because before they had Vedic study, they took that. So they went through Upanayana, they chanted Gayatri. It's there in our Smritis. If you read this book, it's there. You will see that women had that sacred thread. So what happened is when the invasions came, now our Bharat was invaded for centuries altogether, for different people. We had the Mughals, then yeah, so many. And we had the British. When they came, see, the one thing they did was they harmed our women and children in temples. It's not that we didn't fight with each other. In Bharat, all we fought with each other. Kingdoms, we fought with each other. But our fighting was dharmic. They never harmed women and children. They had rules of fighting. They would not harm women. They would not harm children. They would not desecrate any temple. It was a dharmic war. It was there. We are aware of it, but it was a dharmic. When the invasions came, the Bharatiyas had never seen this kind of war where you are mistreating women, taking away our children, desecrating our temples. They were just flabbergasted that this is possible. Okay, we have never seen anything like this in our culture. This can happen. They had not seen anything. So when they saw that, they had a really tough time. And all of these smritis came that let the children get married young. Because I don't know what's going to happen to my daughter. Let the children be homeschooled. This happened also for men and women. They were homeschooled. A lot of them were homeschooled. We don't want them to go to school. Hmm? So the movements of a woman predominantly were curtailed. Why did they harm women? Because when you take a woman, you take the culture of the whole entire country. It is from the woman that the child learns language, matrabhasha. The child learns culture, the child learns religion, the child learns everything from the woman. When you harm woman, you harm the culture of the entire society. So that was a strategy. That's a strategy. So our forefathers, they didn't know what to do. The movements of women were then curtailed. So she studied, but at home. There was a time when she went to Gurukula. There was a time she got Upanina. She studied the Vedas, but now she was studying at home. Now, just because she studied at home doesn't mean she was not educated. Because very often, the studies at home were even better than the ones in school. How parents used to teach their children at home. They would take them to temples. They would entertain visiting saints and sages. They would teach them Puranas, Itihasas. Such lovely homeschooling they went through. And some of our Devis also went through, like Devi Ahilyabai, that she became a great queen of her realm. So this is how it changed for her. But Brahmacharini is the stage where women studied. It is there, they studied. Now, the third stage is called Chandra Ghanta. Chandra Ghanta is now when a woman is ready to get married. And as I said, not all women got married, but you have to marry in your life one way or the other, in the sense that either you marry a spouse, you marry a husband, and you have a family, or you marry the higher. You marry Bhagavan. That's it. There's no in between. There's no, I don't want to get married and don't want to have kids and I want to have a dog. That's not our culture. Huh? You get married, you marry somebody you love, or somebody you're with, or you marry Bhagavan. But you marry. You marry. So that Chandra Ganta is when the woman now she gets married. And here is where you see her adaptability. Okay, one question was asked to me, how come the husband doesn't move into the wife's house? Okay, why the wife has to move into the husband's house? How come the husband doesn't take the wife's name? That the wife has to take the husband's name? Why all of this? I said, have you seen your husband? He can be with the same clothes, same food, same thing, same this. He can be with the same thing all the time. Cannot adapt. Cannot adapt because men naturally are rigid, right? The adaptability power comes from women. They're the ones who can adapt. They're the ones wherever you go, they will make it a home. They'll fix. Okay, come. This will work. But generally, men, in the sense that they want everything. The book has to be here. The table has to be like this. The T-shirt has to be like this. And when they like one T-shirt, they'll buy the same thing, 5 colors, same. I'm telling you, that is why Chandra Ganta, that women has the power to adapt. Both are required, huh? In our stages of seeking, even that simplicity is also required at some point. So both forces are balanced, they're good. But this is why women will go, because they have the ability to adapt. They have the ability to make everything work. And that's just the way they are. Huh? So Chandra Ganta is when the woman now she gets married. Now, in our culture, you must have children. There's no, I'm going to get married, but not have, you must have children. And I was telling a few of you, Rishi said, at least 2. Why 2? So that the population will be balanced. Young population will be more and older population will be less. So the next stage, fourth stage, is called Kushmanda. Kushmanda. Kushmanda is when she's pregnant. When she's pregnant. Now, Kushmanda is the form of Durga Devi when she is pregnant with the whole world. Now, this ability only a woman can do, to bear a child, as what we talked about. That is not a very, very easy thing. But the idea is in this pregnant stage, she reads all spiritual literature. She does everything to nurture the child. She sings, she prays, so that everything just comes into this baby. And in those stages, that's where you see the strength of a woman's titiksha, her forbearance. Because of morning sickness, all of a sudden, somebody told me today I vomited 12 times a day. I said, it is not easy, right? To carry, to hold, to bear. Whole life is changing. Everything in the body, everything is changing. The Kushmanda is when she's getting ready because she's about to bring the most important thing to this world, life. Nobody has the power to bring life into this world except a woman. Nobody. She has the ability and power to bring forth life. That is wonderful. Kushmanda. Then she becomes the fifth one, Skanda Mata. She becomes a mother, Skanda Mata. And what do you see when she becomes a mother? Accommodativeness. This is inherent in a mother. Okay, all of a sudden somebody will call, okay, I need to bring 5 people for dinner. Okay, she'll accommodate. Okay, we'll make it work. Then the children and the husband wants dal chawal, very simple food. The child wants idli sambar. The other child wants pizza. She'll go in the kitchen, she'll make something everybody can eat. So that Skanda Mata, she has the ability to really accommodate everybody. And see how many things are named Mata. Bharat Mata. Bharat Mata is named for her accommodativeness. How many cultures and religions and languages, everything she's able to accommodate in her arms. This is our Bharat Mata. And we call our earth Bhumi Mata. Why? Because she is the epitome of forgiveness. No matter how many times we destroy, we overconsume, we waste, she forgives. In your family, who is the one person who always forgives? Our mother. How many times we might have rolled our eyes on her, we threw tantrums on our mother, we made so much drama with our mother. She will always come with open arms and welcome us. She'll never leave. Because she's Bhumi Mata. She's Bharat Mata, she's Bhumi Mata. And our mother is Ganga Mata. What is the strength of Ganga Mata? She keeps flowing. No matter how big the rocks and boulders are, the mountains are, she will keep flowing. She will not stop. She will keep flowing and she will never look back. She will keep going. You can't stop her. When a mother wants something for her child, nobody can stop her. That's how all our Bal Vihar start, by the way. The mother said, I want Bal Vihar for my child. Boom, that's it. Bal Vihar will start. Because when a mother wants something for her child, she will rock the whole world. But she will make it happen. Child needs something, she'll call this relative she's never spoken to. You're in this part of the world, my child needs this. Once when I was I had gone for my sabbatical and I found an Ayurvedic school I wanted to go to in Kunur. So I said, Mom, I'm going to Kunur. She said, I have a relative there. I have you spoken to? She said, I haven't spoken to my relative, but she's my Kanta Masi. I will call her to take care of you. I said, oh my God. This is how mothers are. Whatever it is for that child, they will, I don't know, pull so many strings together, but they'll make it work. They'll make it work. And see, our scriptures are called Shruti Mata. Now, what does Shruti do? Shruti repeats the same thing again and again. You are Brahman, you are Brahman, you are Brahman. So innate in every woman is repetition. Okay, what did you do this? Did you do that? Did you don't do that? Because you're Shruti Mata. What can you do? That's what Shruti Mata does. Okay, this Upanishad, you are that true. But she'll tell in a different way. This is what we have to learn. You repeat, but you tell in a different way, na? In Kathopanishad, slightly different, it said. In Mundaka, slightly different. In Kaivalya, slightly different. But she's saying the same thing. Huh? So Shruti Mata, they will repeat. And that Shruti Mata, she never gives up. In Kathopanishad, it said that Shruti has the compassion of 1,000 mothers and 1,000 fathers because she will keep telling you who you are. She will never give up on you. Like that, a mother will never give up. Will keep telling. Will keep telling. She's Skanda Mata. Like Skanda Mata. She's like Bharat Mata, Bhumi Mata. She is Ganga Mata. She is Shruti Mata. And she is Gau Mata. Who's the simplest person in your household? Mom. Our moms, the simplest. The cow eats this much grass, but milk, urine, cow dung, when it passes away, the leather. Our mothers at home, simplest people. Simplest. Sometimes they make food, there's nothing left for them also. They'll eat one sandwich. But nobody will know. Nobody will know the silent sacrifices of our mother. Only they know. They know. And when you become mothers, then you know, okay, oh my God, my mom did this, she did this much and more. When you become mothers and fathers, you know, okay, parents did this much and more. She is Skanda Mata. So how many over? 5 more. Then she becomes, 6th is called Katyayani. Katyayani is, now she's a warrior goddess. Because now from just being a mother, she expands to mothering the community. And this is what makes a mother and a father beautiful. When they are able now to see, yes, this is how I'm raising my child. This is the best thing that I can do to make them grow. But let me also be like a warrior and help others. Let me also reach out to others. Let me give to others. And let me start seeing others as my own. Let me be that Katyayani. That is my child. That is my child. That is my child. And let the children feel that when they come to me. Katyayani. Then the 7th one is called Kalaratri. Kalaratri. What happens here in the woman's stage is she goes through menopause. Kalaratri. So dark stages, very difficult stages. Because there are times when she cannot sleep. At times in the hot flash, cold flash, hot flash, cold flash, you don't know what's happening. There's some weight gain that just keeps happening. There's some depression also comes. States of mind shift. So many, many things happen during that time when she's going through menopause. And she cannot express it also because she doesn't also know, okay, what is this? But at that time, that's where you see her strength. She keeps going. Now, did you hear from our mothers? I have menopause, I cannot do this. I have this. From none of our mothers we heard. I have never heard once from my mother that I'm going through this, I cannot be there. I cannot. Never. So even if she's going through something, just natural for a woman's body, which is difficult, still she perseveres. She's still strong. She still makes it through. That is something very beautiful. And then we go through the eighth stage. The eighth stage is called Mahagauri, when she becomes a grandmother. And when a woman becomes a grandmother, or she has the ability to bless everybody. Everybody runs to her, everybody loves her because now she has gone through life. She has gone through and she has more detachment. She is able to love without feeling the need to control. She's able to love with letting go. She's able to love, just give without wanting to receive because now she's so full. She's become a grandma. She's gone through her life. She's now ready to help others, to nurture others, to give to others. And anyone that comes near her, she doesn't even have to say anything. By their presence, they feel blessed. By her presence, you just feel blessed. You know, when a grandma is there, party is there, you feel okay, like you just want to be near her. There's something about her you cannot explain. For a grandma, even grandpas, there's something you cannot explain. And the relationship the child has with their grandparents, very beautiful. Very beautiful. It is not like the child with the parents, they'll fight all the time. But the child with the grandparents, they can always go to very freely. They love to go. They love to go to their grandparents. His grandparents are more detached. They don't see the need to control anymore. Hmm? The final stage, the ninth one, is called Siddhi Datri. When she, now as a woman, has realized herself, has realized her true nature fully. Not that she wasn't seeking in and through life. She was seeking in and through life. She was doing it. But now, finally, in this last stage, she has seen the fullness of that realization. She has seen the fullness of it because she has been pursuing the path all throughout. As a brahmacharini, she's pursued. As a wife, she has pursued. As a mother, she has pursued. As a grandmother, she has pursued. But now she realized the fullness. She realizes the fullness of it, and she is ever content. Siddhidatri. And when you go to her, she has the power and ability to bless everybody because she has found herself. And she has become a universal mother to the whole world because she sees herself in all and all in herself. She has fulfilled her life's purpose. And this is her glory. So each stage, each of these 9 stages is actually made to help women to go further on the path. The stage of being born, the stage of study, deep study discipline, the stage of getting married, now adapting to a new family, the stage of becoming pregnant, having children, even the stage of serving the community, accepting everybody, even the dark stages of menopause where it's total pain, that also makes them grow, makes them persevere. The stage of being a grandmother, and finally, the stage of realization, fullness of realization. That's how women evolve in our culture. And that's their glory. That's their beauty. So the first thing we have to do is as women, is recognize your glory. Recognize how much beauty there is in you. And how much your nature is so beautiful and it's so conducive to spiritual seeking. Recognize how a man's nature is beautiful and conducive to spiritual seeking. And recognize how both husband and wife can complement each other on this path of seeking. There are certain things we can learn from them. Women can learn from men. There are certain things men can learn from women. And if we are only open to understand this, then both will grow. None is better than the other. Each one is beautiful in their own way. That, as a woman, And the woman who goes through these 9 stages is a seeker. And she then becomes a saint. So this book starts with woman seeker because it's a journey. It's their journey of a seeker. But when you end the book, it'll say discover Devi in you, meaning discover the saint in you. So we may start as a seeker, but at the end, we should end up as a saint, as Siddhidatri. That's how life should be. This is woman seeker. If there are any questions or any thoughts you all want to share or ask, please feel free.
The Katyayani part wasn't very clear to me, the warrior phase.
So the warrior phase is when she really becomes strong because, as I said, she's able to go beyond her family. So in the beginning stages, we feel like we should only take care of our family, see to our family's needs, especially, when you've given birth, you have a child, be comfortable as a family, do this as a family, do that as a family. Katyayani, warrior means, what is a soldier? Soldier is the one who serves the country. Warrior is the one who serves the community. So I have given my children enough of a basis. I have spent time with them. Now I should also be able to help other children, other families in the community. I should be able to go out there like a warrior. You've seen Durga Mata, na? How many hands does she have? 10. Because that's the ability. Our ability is to do so many things. We might think, that this is enough for me. I can only do this, or I can only do this. I can only do this. No, we have the ability. We have the power. What is preventing us is our indiscipline. What is preventing us? I want to watch more Netflix series, so I can't do all of that. I want to, put my feet up and I want to spend hours and hours, lazing around. That's wrong. That's why this Katyayani phase is brought in, kid. Once you get comfortable with your kids. Now, when we were walking, we were going for a hike. I was thinking, I think somebody was carrying a bag. I said, that must be heavy. Then they said, no, I'm so used to traveling with kids, carrying diapers, carrying this, carrying this, carrying this. This is nothing. Huh? So when you get comfortable as mothers, don't rest in your comfort. You must expand to be a mother of a community and fathers of a community. Don't get comfortable there. This is my kid. This is what we do. Let's enjoy life. Enjoying life is the ability to serve others. Enjoying life is the ability to serve others. You will also find that. You will not find fulfillment. How much can watching Netflix and whiling away your time, how much can that fulfill you? At the end of the day, we will get fat. Bus. That's it. Fat and lazy. Fat and lazy. Fulfillment comes in service. That's what the Katyayani phase. Go out like a warrior. That's our culture.
In my head, I'm thinking it could be either doing a volunteering job or a professional career. Would that be something where you're going beyond your family, stepping out of the house?
No, it doesn't mean stepping out of the house literally. It just means the ability to offer more to the community. Right? It doesn't mean going out and pursuing a job, as I said. It's just the ability to give more in the community that you're in the place that you're in. So some parents might, of course, there is mission you can be part of. Some will help in their school board. Okay, little bit that you can give. When the children are young, one at least should be home if possible. If possible, one parent should be home if possible. Or if their grandparents there, fine. But they should feel, young children need to feel physical touch. You might say, okay, the child doesn't need to be fed every 2 hours. The child doesn't need this no, when the child is young, the child needs to feel physical touch. We must not forget this. They need that. So when you have to be home, you should be home. When you have to be home, you have to be home. But when the child is comfortable, 5, 6, 7, when they start getting comfortable, then you do what you can now, right? So that is important in our culture. That's another thing in our culture. It's not, we did not encourage everybody working in the family, everybody doing this. We did not encourage that. We did not. Because a child needs one parent home as far as possible. And it's most naturally gravitated, the child's most naturally gravitate to the mother because the mother fed the child, right? The child came from the mother's stomach. And it's actually a beautiful opportunity for the mom to seek, to study, to do swadhyaya. That's our culture. Our culture is not two parents work. It's not that. But there's some times where the circumstances are inevitable. There's financial circumstances, it's inevitable. That's okay. Then in that case, maybe there's something that one can do to work from home or have family around to help, right? But we must have that stable base. As I said, the child needs touch. That element of touch is required. Like he's sitting near lap, needs that. They need till 7, 8, 9, 10. They need. After that, I say, don't give me out. But now they need that. Even if they're not doing anything, they need to feel your warmth. That means a lot to them. You don't realize how much comfort it is for a child to feel your warmth, but it gives a lot of comfort. It really does. It makes a difference.
And question.
Yeah.
This mother is supposed to be first guru of the child.
Yeah.
Which stage belongs to that?
Skanda Mata.
Skanda Mata.
Yeah, Skanda Mata is Matra Devo Bhava, right?
So that is the first guru of the.
Yes. Huh? Gurudev's quote is there, na? You deliver into this world. Yeah, I deliver out of this world.
Oh.
That's Gurudev's quote. You are the first guru. You deliver into this world, but I'm the next one. I deliver out of this world. Which is very nice. So the mother, father's duty is also that bring child to Guru Parampara. That's why mission is so important. The child has to be in a Guru Parampara. That's one of the best things you can do for your children. They should know where to go. Because they have to be delivered out.
I have a question, Shamji. So, while taking my class of alphabet safaris, we did M for Mata. So, we were discussing the same that mothers do so much and mothers are caring, this and that. Who gives you food when you come back home? Who prepares food for you? Who comes to bus stop? So, the answers have changed so much in this generation. So, till our generation, moms were so homely, so nice, like what you described. Expectation doesn't respond in the same way. How to carry informata for them now?
You know what I tell to be safe, huh? Because I also experience the same thing. Whenever it's Mother's Day, I say, who carried you in their stomach for 9 months? Who cleaned all your poo-poo? Who taught you how to walk? Who taught you how to talk? I stop there because after that, they'll say, my nanny. I get into trouble. So you at least that you can. So there from that you can say. That only a mother can do. But they're working on some AI robot I saw. Some AI robot that can produce children. They are working or that can house. I don't know. I saw some 2 minutes thing and I shut it off. I said, Hara Hara Mahadev. There's so much that happens when the baby comes from the mother. It's such a beautiful thing.
Can you explain a little bit more about the sadhana chatushtaya and how that's you said that all the parts of marriage
Masculine and feminine.
Masculine and feminine. Okay, we'll analyze together, nah? Okay, so Viveka, where is that more strong? Masculine energy. Vairagya.
Feminine.
Both. I would say both. Both. You know why? Because Vairagya has two components. We should not forget. It has Anuraga and Viraga. Vairagya is it's impossible to detach from the lower without attaching to the higher. So both. Vairagya is both. Because Anuraga means attaching to the higher. Vairagya or Viraga means detaching from the lower. So in our culture, there's no suppression. How we let go of things is you attach to the higher and the lower will drop. You don't have to push it out of your life. Attach to the higher, the lower will drop. So this both, Anuraga and Viraga, both will have that bit. Shama. Now we'll go to the Shat Sampatti. Shama. Who has that more naturally? Both. I think both will have. Shama.
Not Shama.
Shama, control of mind. Control of mind. Both, I think, both have. You know why? Because when the child is born, both have Shama Dama. Okay, we should not do this. We should not eat this. We should not go here. Both automatically have that Shama Dama. Child is born. Okay, be careful. Right? That's the purpose of the child being born. Shama Dama, Uparama comes naturally. So Shama, Dama, both will have. Uparama, masculine. It's easier for them to withdraw. It's easier.
I thought it is more of getting closer to the Lord, just like the Anuraga. The Upparama is getting closer to the nobler value.
No, what Uparama, see, Shama is control of mind, right? Dhamma is control of senses. Uparama is withdrawal from unnecessary activity. That is easier, more naturally from a masculine perspective. It's easier for them to withdraw. Uparama. Then titiksha, feminine. Hands down. Uparama, they take it. Titiksha, you take it. Shraddha. See, you can be both also. Can be both. It can be both. You never know, right? It can be both. Both can be quite, depends on the household. Sometimes women will have it more naturally. Sometimes males will have it more naturally. Shraddha. Samadhanam. That ability to just get absorbed in the truth. See, you can't. Now this is Samadhanam. Who do you think will have that ability to really, really focus? That both can do. I think both. It depends. See, because concentration, remember, what does it depend on? Depends on what you love.
Yes.
If you love, see, a mother has Samadhanam on her child. Huh? Definitely. A father may have Samadhanam in career, on work, on something. Right? Both will have that Samadhanam. And mumukshutvam. This will come easy to both. After 2 children, you will want more. After 2 children, you're like, when are they going to grow up and get out of here? But you see what I'm saying? Some things are more inherently masculine. Some things are more inherently feminine. Some things can go for both. And when children come, That's when a lot of sadhana chatushraya starts rising in the parents. Because you have to learn all of those, how to, I cannot, do all of the things I wanted to do. I can't speak the words I usually speak. I can't watch the things I want to watch. Well, all the children are here. You can't do. Control. That's why children are born, to teach us self-control. We don't have control over it. We don't have control. So that's why children are born. Okay, I have to be a better person. Right? No choice. I have to be a better person. Otherwise, my child will be a mess. Then they'll say, who's your parent? Oh. One Mahatma said that this Anuraga Viraga, one Mahatma said that the mother will always be Anuraga Pradhana and the father will always be Viraga Pradhana. Anuraga means the one who's able to attach to the higher, and the father is able to withdraw because the baby comes from the mother. So she will have a natural Anuraga. But the father, he lets go of the seed to enter the womb. So he has natural viraga. So he's natural. It's so easy for the father to. It's okay. Don't do too much for the child. It's easy for the father to step back, huh? But at the same time, it's easier for the mother to nurture because she has that anuraga. So it's really both are required. Really, you look at it. Both are required to have a wonderful child, to raise a family. And both should be comfortable. Okay, why can't I be more like my husband? Why can't I be more like my wife? You be who you are. Who you are is perfectly okay. Just know what you are, where you need to grow, and be open to everyone as your teacher. Because your children can be your greatest teacher. Your spouse can be your greatest teacher. Your in-laws, your parents can be the greatest teachers. So just be open that I'm on the spiritual path. These are my abilities. I need to grow. And whoever can help me grow, I'm open to it. And I'm okay with it. And remember what I said yesterday, growing is painful. So sometimes ego bashing will be there. But that's okay. Somebody asked me, they always say that what do we need to advance on the spiritual life? Everybody says satsang, satsang, satsang. I said, more than satsang, we need ego bashers in our life. It's true. How long are you comfortable? Yeah, we're all comfortable together. We need ego bashers. We need people to bash our ego and say, hey, what is this? You need to do this better so that we can grow. That is a seeker. When we're open to somebody bashing the ego, then we can say, okay, we're able to walk this path. But if we're protecting our ego all the time, there's no growth. Good luck. Better luck next life. That's what I told you. That's why children are there, because we need ego bashers. No. We need ego bashers. We need all around us all the time. All the time. When I want ego bashing, I call my mom. Hi, Mom. Thank you, Mom. Bye. That's how I get my ego back.
Thankful for the ego back.
That's what I'm very grateful. I say, thank you, Mom. I love you also. Any other thoughts or questions? Clear, huh? We conclude here. Yeah. Oh.
पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम
Shall we do Brahmarpanam here as well? Om
ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्म हविः ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्म कर्म समाधिना हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम